Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie Hirt. I am a certified soul level animal communicator and a certified soul level intuitive coach. And it is time for us to talk about the animal messages for September. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. First, a quick note. These used to be called animal lessons. And this month, the animals have asked me to actually change the title of them to animal messages. So instead of people feeling like they're constantly being taught or maybe not doing something right or more than, which is clearly also a message for me. I just finished filming a Making Light episode with my colleague, Kate Foggo. We have a podcast and a YouTube channel called Making Light, Two Humans Being. And we were just talking about how much from a negative belief standpoint, I actually beat myself up. So in that vein, the animals are helping me break that cycle, if you will, and call these animal messages. So we're talking about animal messages for September. And how these come about is in all the animal communication sessions that I have throughout August, a theme begins to develop. This happens every month. There's a theme that comes out, very high level, no client specificity. Instead, it's a theme that the animals then, I will circle back with the animals at the end of the month. So this morning I circled back with them and just double check to see, here's the theme I'm picking up on. What more do you want to say? And that is how this video then is born. So this is the animal messages for September. And we're still talking about what it is that we want. As you may remember, for July and August, we really focused on what is it that we want and being able to actually hear that voice within us and identify it really deep down, and then moving towards expressing it. We are still in that phase. This may go on for a while yet. We've got a lot of energy that our animals are supporting us with. Also, for those of us that resonate with animals as an entry point into working on ourselves, our negative beliefs and all that type of stuff. Some people, like for me, animals are a perfect gateway to begin that work. And so for them to continually focus on a message or a theme isn't necessarily a bad thing. They're just going to start to give us little nuances of ways to explore how we can, in this situation, get in touch with what it is that we want. And the two ways that they're diving in for September for us to play with, and by play, they mean like, let's sample it, let's taste it. When we notice these flags or these pathways come up, which I'm going to tell you in a minute, you get to just sit with them for a minute and play with them, meditate with them, work with your animal on them in an effort to understand a little bit more about why worrying or trusting or lack thereof are two avenues to use to explore. How can I figure out what it is that I want? If I'm worrying, when I capture myself worrying, what is it that isn't being fulfilled? What is it that I'm not expressing that I want? What do I want in there? If I'm worrying about, for example, I worry about Lucas's health all the time. I feed him a homemade diet. I supplement with raw food as well. I have holistic vets. I have a homeopathic vet. I have a holistic vet. I have a traditional. I have all this support. I have a million animal communicator friends. I have healing friends too. I have all this support for Lucas, and I continue to worry about what he's eating and his health. Why? Why is that? I do know for me, I worry about what I eat and if I'm healthy, and am I taking the best care of myself? And I also juxtapose that with, when do I really want a pizza? So when we worry about our animals, I have had many conversations with animals and their humans where the animal is saying, don't worry about this. You don't have to worry about this. We're working on this together. And in fact, a message that really came through for September was, how about let's turn worry on its head. Let's use worrying as a superpower. When we can say, oh, I'm worrying and I can feel that. wherever that, like I feel it for me in my heart chakra. Oh, yes, Lucas, I'm worrying about your food. I'm worrying, what is that? What does that feel like? Why do I feel that here? And it does to me ladder back to not feeling worthy, that I'm taking care of him, not worthy that I'm actually taking care of myself. And it's this whole thing. And how can we unravel all of that? So worrying is an avenue in. If we're worrying about our animals, it is an avenue for them and for us to come together and understand what is it that we're actually worrying about, and how does that ladder back to what is it that I actually want? What do I want? So use worrying as a superpower. The other way that they're working with us is, again, trust. Where are you not trusting? Where is it not trusting yourself? So can you take any areas in trust? I don't trust. I personally, I know with Lucas, if he sees a deer or a moose in previous when we lived in Alaska, but if he sees a deer, he's going to run after it. He and I have worked really hard in different ways to keep him safe, thereby keeping me safe, secure, and protected. And also that when I voice and I'm going to say, and I'm going to spell out that word because he's right at my feet and I don't want him to think I'm scolding him. But when I say, actually, he's just told me it was fine. When I say no to him, it's okay. I can trust him. And what's so cool is that lately, this last month or two, when he's gone to, because he is a former sled dog, so he's really strong. When he's gone to pull me in a pursuit of a deer, if I'm working with him and in tune with him and trusting him all along the way, and I'm watching him and he's watching me, I can actually see the moment he's going to start to react, and I can say no. And he has been stopping. I mean, for a dog that has such a high visual drive to see that white tail take off, and he's got sighthound in him, so he wants to move forward when he sees something. For him to stop and look back at me is building trust. And we are working on that together, him doing these things so that I feel like I have the capability within myself to say what I want to say, need to say, and trust my voice. And he's right alongside me here as I'm saying all this and actually emphasizing that. So these are two avenues that we get to work with our animals on throughout this month in September, that they're giving to you as an effort to think about, how can I harness my worrying as a superpower? And how can I trust that I'm doing so? How can I trust my voice? How can I trust what I want? How can I trust diving in to find what I want? Trust. So there's so much in that right there. Let's see. I want to see if there was anything else, because I made these little notes and it looks like we've got everything. So it looks like we've got everything. They're telling me that I can move on. So trust and worry. And how can you ladder that back to what it is you want? We are still ultimately working on what it is we want. I will also share with you that there will be an upcoming video. There's been a really significant book that I've read that I want to share with all of you called On Our Best Behavior by Elise Loehnen. I'm going to dive into that separately in a different video, that really talks about how we're living in a culture where, particularly for women, this also pertains to men. So we're not excluding anybody based on gender, because gender actually can be to some degree an illusion, a man-made construct. And I don't want us to get into all of that and whatnot, but just know that when we talk about the system that has been built in an effort to oppress women, we're not necessarily saying to men, it's you that are doing it. We're actually talking about this imbalance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And I'm digressing. So anyway, but we're going to talk a little bit more about how this system that's been put in place for centuries has suppressed the ability for females in a lifetime to actually express what they want. And animals realize that this imbalance has not been serving us well, and they're actually stepping up to help us uncover what it is we want so that we can help make the world a better place. So animal lessons, animal messages for September: trust and use worrying as a superpower. And if you have any questions or concerns or thoughts, please leave it in the comments below. I very much appreciate you being here. Thank you also for subscribing so that others can find me as well. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter, where you can also find these videos at my Substack, which I will also put in the links below. So thank you so much for being here. Take really good care of yourself, and we will talk with you soon. Thanks.